Hi friends, I'm your host Shobit, and today we are blasting out a news adventure that's larger than a galaxy and smaller than a snowflake. From giant pandas taking flight to robot brains that think like humans, we've got stories that are shaping our future. It is Saturday, April 25, 2026, and you're officially tuned into the kid-friendly news roundup. Are you ready? Let's dive in! Now, shall we go to the world news? The global power play. The Iran-US conflict. What's happening? Things are a bit frozen between the US and Iran right now. Here's the breakdown. No direct talks. Iran's spokesperson said that there are no plans to meet face-to-face with US in Pakistan. They're communicating through third parties instead. All waivers cancelled. The US is stopping waivers, special permissions that allowed other countries to buy oil from Iran and Russia. This is meant to tighten the financial stranglehold on those countries. The Jones Act twist. To keep gas prices from getting too high in America, President Trump extended a 90-day waiver for the Jones Act. This lets non-American ships carry fuel between US ports to help lower costs for families. Airport reopening. Despite the tension, Imam Khomeini Airport in Tehran is reopening for international flights to places like Istanbul. China's nuclear super build. China just announced they can now build 50 nuclear reactors at the same time. The big numbers. China already has 60 reactors working and 36 more currently under construction. The goal, they want to hit 25 gigawatts of power soon and reach 200 gigawatts by 2040. Global leader. This makes China the world leader in building nuclear power, aiming to beat the US in total energy scale by 2030. What is a nuclear reactor? It is a giant machine that splits tiny atoms to create a huge amount of heat. That heat makes steam, which spins a turbine to create electricity without burning dirty coal or gas. Now, Panda Express is back. China is sending 2 giant pandas back to Zoo Atlanta. Panda diplomacy. This is a long-standing tradition where China shares its national treasure to build friendship with other countries. Conservation. It helps scientists in both countries to learn how to protect these fluffy bamboo munchers from going extinct. The US tough guy sanctions on China. The US Treasury just placed big sanctions on 40 shipping firms and a Chinese oil refinery. The reason? The US found out a ship called the Tuska carrying rocket fuel precursors, ingredients for space or military rockets, and huge amounts of Iranian oil. Economic impact. These sanctions make it very hard for those specific companies to use US money or to do business with American partners. What sanctions? It's like putting up a giant wall that makes it harder for certain people or companies in China to do business with the US and travel to America. Now let's dive into the technology news. Smart chips and brainy robots. Meta and Amazon's AI mega deal. Meta, the Facebook people, and Amazon just signed a multi-billion-dollar deal to use Graviton 5 chips. Agentic AI. Meta is building AI that doesn't just answer questions but can actually act like planning a trip or writing a code all by itself. Tens of millions. Meta is deploying tens of millions of these cores to handle the massive thinking power required. The brain like energy saver. Scientists at Cambridge University created a chip that mimics human neurons and cuts energy by 70%. Memristors. Instead of moving data back and forth, which wastes energy, these chips store and process data in the same spot, just like your brain. Eco-friendly. This means future robots and phones could stay charged for days instead for hours. Now, let's dive into the space news. A moon mystery. The JWST, James Webb Telescope, spotted an exomoon. The James Webb Space Telescope detected a possible exomoon orbiting a giant planet called WASP 39b. What is an exomoon? An exomoon is a moon that orbits a planet outside our solar system, a volcanic world. Scientists think that this moon might be covered in volcanoes, leaking gas into the planet's atmosphere. What is a space station? Since we are talking space, remember that the space station, like the ISS, is a giant laboratory floating in orbit where astronauts live and work for months at a time to study how things work without gravity. That's the news for today. Stay curious and keep asking questions. And I'll see you next time. And please don't forget to subscribe to my channel.